This is the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top four, and nothing more.
Nothing more.
All right, guys, welcome to episode 2 of the Rushmore Show, numero dos. It's been so much fun. I'm excited. Thank you guys for joining us. Again, check our social media and everything to be up to date with the latest and greatest that's happening in our lives and in the Rushmore Show. And always remember this. This is the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top four and nothing more, right? So today's going to be fun. A lot of fun. You guys can see that, I don't know if you can see it or not, but we have a pizza right here.
Pizza.
Love pizza. That's going to make sense in a minute. But let's talk about a couple things today. You want to talk about food today?
What's
Does that sound good?
What's the date?
So today is January 10th.
Which is
what is so special about it? Obviously, second week of January, we're still
a
kind
week in of wanting to stop this exercising thing.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. And you know what? That's what we're going to talk about today. So January 10th is, for those that don't know, this is the start of National Pizza Week.
Where's the pizza?
Right? Isn't it funny that they do that like the second week, like once
It's probably why it's
resolutions are
National Pizza Week. Because everybody wants to.
It was like, I need pizza. 1 week of kale salad is bad.
You've accidentally given me the food that my food eats.
This is horrible.
Tired
Like
of
a
this.
rabbit.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do today to start is that we're going to share our Rushmore of junk food, right? Junk food. We're ready to kick the healthy eating habit. This is not me telling you, Luke, if you're doing great, awesome, keep doing it, okay? Hats off to you, literally, to you, but we're going to do this anyway. So if you can stand through this episode and still keep your resolution, maybe that's what we're doing. We're providing a service, right? We're testing. Listen, how would the world function without us doing the Rushmore Show? I don't know. It's at least what I'm telling myself, right? So let's do this.
I don't have very many guilty pleasures.
Mm-hmm.
Junk food and sugar are way up there.
Oh man, it's good. So let's go ahead. Let's stop talking about it. Let's go ahead and get into our Rushmore of junk foods. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get started. This is our Rushmore of junk foods. And hey, real quick before we get into it, I just want to let you guys know we're not going to get super specific with our junk foods because later down the line, we're going to have our Rushmore of specific types of food. So we don't want to give too much of that away right off the bat. However, we want to tell you kind of our broad category of what is our junk food. Now, Kirk, just in your opinion, kind of maybe putting you on the spot here, what is something that constitutes a junk food? From a health food or from just a normal everyday meal.
So this is something that, one, is not good for you.
No, well, obviously, it's junk.
2, it's usually snack worthy, or even if it's not snack worthy, we like to tend to make it snack worthy. You've wandered into the kitchen kind of bored, right? Or you're driving down the road and you want to pick something up, but you just don't want full meal.
Yeah.
And you stop to get something that is probably going to pack on some LBs.
And you're probably eating more than the serving size recommendation.
Right?
Or
typically you can probably purchase this in a gas station.
Okay, yeah. I would say, looking at my list and thinking about my list, most of them, you can get them all at a gas station. Yeah, absolutely. So I do agree with that, right? So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to let you start off. Give us your Rosie, your number 4 of your Rushmore of junk foods.
Yeah. So we're not doing specifics.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go right off top. A good box of a dozen glazed donuts.
Go nuts.
Yeah.
Just hot, ready, fresh, right out of the grease. Melt in your mouth. Big glass of milk, maybe chocolate milk, strawberry milk, whatever kind of milk.
Gotcha.
Milkshake.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Sucking them down.
Yeah.
Glazed donuts.
Breakfast of champions, right? I mean, it just gets you ready for the day. I love that. Donuts is your Rosie is your number 4. So my number 4, my Rosie, is, I think you said bored eating, right? You're just venturing into the kitchen, kind of perusing, figuring out what you have. I'm going to go to the freezer and I'm gonna get me a spoonful of ice cream.
Lieutenant Dan, I got you some ice cream.
Ice cream is my number 4 on my Rushmore of junk foods, right? Here's the thing. There's never a time that you're supposed to eat ice cream, right? Like, there's not a time, health-wise, that it's not on the food pyramid. It shouldn't be, right? I don't believe, I'm not a scientist, but it shouldn't. Dairy, yeah, I guess so. But no one's going to recommend, from a health standpoint, that you eat ice cream.
Treat yourself.
Right? But it's comforting, right? It's in the middle of the night. First of all, when you get the glow of the freezer that you open up, or the fridge, and then you stand there like a monster eating what was supposed to be 1 spoon, and then you ate half a pint, and then a pint, and you're like, oh man, what did I get myself into? I love ice cream as junk food. And I'm not getting into specifics, we'll do that later, but I love me some ice cream. Mm-hmm. Let's go to TJ.
TJ Jazzy Jeff.
TJ
Anticlimactic, because my number 3
There it is
ice cream.
Ice cream.
Hey, look, I love ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
I love ice cream a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I fought not to put it up top higher.
Yeah.
I love getting the pints of ice cream.
Yeah.
And taking that whole thing down.
I'm getting pretty good at this, you know.
When I was in the military, I used to go down to the BX and get a pint of ice cream after lunch.
Mm.
Yeah, it was a bad trend. So, ice cream.
Ice cream. Great choice. Great choice. So, we both obviously love ice cream. Let's move on to my number 3. And my number 3 is sitting right here. Maybe not this specific one, but I love pizza. Pizza as a junk food is amazing. And here's what I'll say for pizza when it comes to junk food. I don't know if I necessarily consider pizza junk food fresh. At the restaurant, you ordered pizza, you ordered it for dinner. You know, obviously it's not probably the best for you, but more specifically, day old pizza. Cold, out the fridge for breakfast, right? What says breakfast more like a loaf of bread with tomato sauce, cheese, and some pork on it? I mean, come on. That is classic. I love it. So when I consider it more on the junk food side is the time you're not necessarily expected to eat it. For breakfast, fresh out of it. But really, pizza anytime is my absolute, my number 3. My TJ Jazzy Jeff of junk foods is that. All right? What we got?
So, Lincoln. Stinking Lincoln. All right, look, Link, my dude Link. This is another one that I was fumbling about putting number 1, but my George is definitely perfect. It is basically anything when you take an apple and cook it and put lots of sugar on it and stuff it inside of carbs. And so, apple pie, apple strudel, apple
in pastry.
Turnover, apple pastries, dude. So any kind of
fritters.
apple Danish fritters, you name it. Gosh, I can't get enough. You know what's even better? When you take my Link and you put TJ Jazzy Jeff on top of it. Ice cream on top of this, man.
A la mode.
Done.
A la mode. Yeah.
A la mode.
That's a whole a la mode.
Yeah.
All right, let's move to my number 2, my Link. My number 2 junk food, and again, I won't get specific, but I love Little Debbie's snack cakes.
It's Little Debbie, not Lil Debbie. Little. Emphasis on the ittle.
Now, there are specific ones that are better than others to me personally, which
whole nother Rushmore.
Which is way for another time. But I'll just leave it if we're going broad today with Little Debbie's. There's something about, it's like a little present. You know, they're individually wrapped. You pick it out of the box and you just peel it and it comes out so nicely and it's for you. It's personal, right? It was packaged with care.
Personal dessert.
Your own little dessert, right? And it's so good. And I don't want to hear everybody tell me, well, they're not like they used to be, or it's not the same as some homemade pastry treat. You know what? You're probably right, but I don't care. It's delicious when you get into one of those Little Debbie's. And like I said, there are some that are better than others, and you probably have some that you believe
that come
to
around
be better.
Christmas time.
Yeah, maybe some that are shaped like foliage of some type. But we'll get to that probably at Christmas. I would assume get to that. If we don't get to there before then, but I love Little Debbie's. I love Little Debbie's so much so that I've become a big Deborah because I've had too many Little Debbie's.
Love it.
All right, let's go to one.
George.
George, here it is.
Okay.
So what we've been waiting for.
Number one.
Yeah.
Is, let me preface this.
Do it.
As a teenager, I ate this a lot for dinner.
I know where we're going.
As a college student, I ate it a lot for dinner. As a older person, I eat it a lot right before I go to bed. It is cereal.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Come on.
A good bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
And listen, all the ones that have lots of colors and lots of fruit flavors and lots of sugar are probably going to be up there.
Yeah.
Cereal.
Love it.
Here's a tidbit for you.
I love tidbits. Sounds like a good cereal too, by the way.
I like to pour in the milk until the cereal rises. Just pour, and once the cereal rises, that's stop. That's my stopping point. And
it's like a buoy. Like the cereal acts as a buoy. When it floats.
Yeah, once it floats, you stop. Perfect.
That's good. I love it. So my George is not cereal, although I do love it. And something
I love all the ones you said.
Something hits different with cereal not at breakfast. Now I love it at breakfast, but at dinner cereal, man, that's
also
a delicacy.
you have enough milk to pour in a little bit more at the end.
Yeah, come on now. And also, don't pour the milk in first. That's a hot tip. And then your cereal. I know people scientifically say that's the best way to do it. Don't listen to it. It's heresy. But no. Okay, let me move to my George. Okay, so my George, my number one junk food. If I'm walking into a kitchen, I'm going to this place. Okay, before anywhere else, is I'm grabbing for that bag of chips.
Chips.
Okay,
Chips.
Don't give me crackers are good. They're different, but just a bag of chips. Something about also opening that bag and reaching in there and just grabbing a handful. And also, can't eat one chip at a time, right? Depending on the chip. I guess some of them you can. But if you grab like 2-3 of those chips at the same time and you eat them, it's crunch, it's salty, it's just, it's the perfect punch. Chips, I crave that. If I'm driving in a car on a road trip or something, it's easier for me to grab some chips and just pop those suckers in. You're a bag or two in before you realize, oh man, I shouldn't have eaten that much. I'm too far in now. But chips are definitely my junk food. It is a must-have. We go to the grocery store. I've got to have eggs. You got to have bread. You got to have milk. I got to have chips. That is a must. Necessity in the Ricketts household is to have some chips there, right? So I love it. I love it. Junk
what I see on your side
is
your little 50-50 on the sugar salt.
Even balance.
I am one hundo.
You sold out.
I am Benjamin on the sugar side.
You are so sold out to the sugar. And that's good. That's great. I love it. I love it so much. So, hey, look, that is our Rushmore of junk foods. All right, so we mentioned that today is the start of National Pizza Week, which is, again, why Kirk is eating a slice of pizza right now, and I'm about to eat another slice. But what we want to talk about today, our next Rushmore that we want to unveil is what is our Rushmore of pizzas. Not just pizza toppings, right, but specific pizzas that you can purchase in specific places, okay? So some of these pizzas, maybe you have access to, maybe you don't, but for the most part, you can find pizzas that are similar, or you can just enjoy us talking about the pizzas. So I guess I'll go ahead and start with mine since you got a mouthful of pepperoni right now. And we'll get started in our pizza Rushmore. All right, so coming in at number 4, Rosie on my Rushmore of pizzas. It's kind of a toss back to a little bit of my childhood. In fact, I'm not entirely sure if they still exist anymore. It'd be cool to find out if they do. But this is from a place called Sicily's Pizza. Sicily's Pizza, but not just any run-of-the-mill pizza. You know that many people are heated on one side or the other, polarized about having fruit on pizza. But I'm about to make it even extra polarizing. And Sicily's does this. They put banana on their pizza. Okay, now it's not banana and tomato sauce and all that. This is specifically a dessert pizza. Now, look, Sicily's would make this pizza, and they had different varieties. They had blueberry, they had apple, they had like a chocolate.
The apple
pizza.
crumble one?
Yeah, the apple crumble is where it's at. But I always went to the banana slice of pizza. It was almost like banana pudding type on a pizza. It was more along the lines of a pastry. Now, it was cut into triangles. It was like a pizza. It was very familiar in that sense.
I remember the crust being a little lighter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it wasn't your run-of-the-mill like a standard pizza that somebody just chopped up some bananas and put on there. However, it was delicious, fantastic. Not very sure that you can get that anymore, but man, R.I.P. if it's gone. R.I.P. banana pizza from Sicily's. I love it so much. All right. So now I want to get my pizza.
Oh yeah, old Teddy Rosie for me is it's kind of like a trophy, if you will. It's a trophy pizza. This is my trophy pizza. My wife and I tend to go out and do a lot of shopping for the fam, and we always go to Sam's. And dude, at Sam's, you get all this bulk, and you're pushing that big thing on out that you're gonna eat for like months. Even maybe have some frozen pizzas in there, and you have to stop on the way out.
Gotta go to
that little
cafe.
joint and get a pizza and a Coke combo deal. Fountain drink's perfect.
Yep.
My wife always has to cut it right down the middle because it's too big. But and then my go-to there would always be to pick the meats one, which is my go-to on all of these. So every one of them that I'm mentioning, it's the meats variety.
You're all meat lovers, right?
It's the meats variety.
The meat sweats.
I really like when bacon is on most things, especially my pizza.
Definitely pizza.
All right, so at Sam's, the Sam's pizza, but I like the one like where I have to stop and sit at the little deli and eat with the fam.
Yeah, and there's the prices are great. I mean, you get the combo for everything,
I love that.
and the slice, like the slices in bulk. And like at Sam's, everything is bulk, right? That's great. I love that one. So I'm gonna go into a little bit more traditional pizzas now. I know I went a little crazy.
I got a couple of those.
Little there, but my number 3, my TJ Jazzy Jeff of pizzas comes from a place called Marco's Pizza. Okay, Marco's Pizza, kind of a chain deal, right? They're maybe not as popular, at least where I'm from, as like a Pizza Hut, Papa John's.
Got one right up the street.
Love Marco's, but specifically from Marco's, I love the meatball pizza. Okay, not just sausage pizza, not your ground meat, not a hamburger pizza. This sucker, listen. They take meatballs and cut them in half and put a whole meatball on your slice.
That's great.
They throw you the meatball, right? They literally.
Where's the meat?
Where's the beef?
Where's the meat? The meat's there, right? But I mean, on your slice of pizza, you're essentially getting 1 to 2 full meatballs on a slice of pizza, and the meat itself is good. You listen. I want to say this too before we get too far into our pizzas. We're not talking about pizza connoisseur pizzas necessarily all the time, right? Maybe you do a little bit. I'm not being the purist as far as pizza goes. Listen, I'm telling you, there's probably better pizza in other places. I'm guaranteeing you there is from a standpoint.
Guarantee.
From other places, I guarantee that there is going to be better pizza. But for me personally, Marco's Pizza is
Let me just go out and say it. I've never had a real Chicago or a real New York. I've had a place that says they're from Chicago.
New York style.
Somewhere else.
Yeah.
New York style. Yeah, I've not had, or Sicily. I've never had a real one.
Yep.
Yep. But yeah, my next two are actually chain.
Okay.
Chain. So, TJ Jazzy Jeff. And this one, you know, I like to invoke the emotions, and even with this, thinking about back, me and my best friend Rudy, right, my BFF, bro. He used to come over every day that I ordered this pizza, and anybody, my friends that were watching, it was a running joke that he would just show up whenever, like he had the Papa John's phone number tapped. And Kirk's ordering the pizza. So you know what I would order? I'd always order the family deal.
Okay.
And on one pizza I'd get the everything, which that's not the one on my list. I'd just get the everything because it was the part of the meal. And the other one you got to pick several different toppings or whatever, and I would get the meats from the several meats. Usually it was just pepperoni and Canadian bacon. And I'd roll with that. And moving into youth pastordom, it was one of the big the chains that kind of supported our youth ministry.
Yep.
So eating Papa John's, but here's the best part about Papa John's.
Yeah.
That sauce.
It's my fancy sauce.
That dip.
That's straight
That
butter.
Butter
is
is butter. Yeah. So I need that butter. Yeah. So
because you need more grease
more
on the
grease.
pizza.
And
It's not
so
enough, right?
Papa John's kind of got a sweet sauce. I really just love Papa John's. Yeah, I do.
That's solid pick. All of this talk of like really good pizzas kind of making me upset about this pizza. It's right here, right? Like
This pizza is not on.
this is essentially for show. Is what.
This pizza is not on the Rushmore.
Mind you, it was baked like an hour and a half ago. So anyway,
Good pizza.
it'll do. It'll do. Even bad pizza is better than the best salad. Right? You know what I mean? So let me
Because
do.
it is on one of your junk foods.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. What are we talking about in junk food? Yeah. So number 2, we're moving to Link. My number 2, my Abe Lincoln of my pizzas is from Pizza Hut. Standard pepperoni, but let's move to the sometimes more underappreciated part of a pizza, stuffed crust. Stuffed crust pepperoni. So it does a couple things. Obviously, the crust now is enlarged because there is cheese stuffed in the inside of
cheese
it.
stick in it.
But what happens to the pizza, I find, is that it overcompensates on the crust side and it undercompensates on the actual pizza slice side of it. So it's a little bit thinner. So it's like a weird, but it's awesome. I'll run through, and honestly, look, I'm just going to be full disclosure. I picked this pizza just for the crust. I'll eat that pizza part of it, like, you know, because it's a formality, right? It'd be rude to not eat the pizza part of it. But when I get to that stuffed crust cheese, man, it's glorious. You bite into that, there's a fountain of cheese that's coming out. It is fantastic. It just is like it's the part that people didn't think to jazz up. Pizza Hut said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to make it even better. We're going to make this the star of the show.
So here's the funny thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with the same place.
Oh, okay.
And this place widely is considered probably one of the worst of the chain pizzas.
Yeah.
Me personally, I love Pizza Hut for multiple reasons. You know, they just shut down the last Pizza Hut buffet in Louisiana.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
And that was
But-
different too, with the Parmesan
Yo,
cheese and the red
they
peppers,
used to have that,
sprinkles,
but here's the thing.
lying above you.
I think Pizza Hut straight up has the standard of deep dish when it comes to the big chains.
Yeah.
And so going back, meats, deep dish, and I'll be honest, I love it because of the fried dough that is just around it. So I'm not necessarily eating it for the pizza side.
Yeah.
So if you just get standard pizza at Pizza Hut, maybe that's why you don't like it. But the deep dish,
Yes.
right? And I don't ever order deep dish anywhere else.
Yeah. I'm not a big deep dish fan. It's a lot. It's heavy, right? But I do respect that, right? I do respect that pick. Very solid choice. Okay, so my
George.
number 1, my George.
George.
This is going to be the one that you can't get unless you are local to the New Orleans area. Slidell
Me too.
specific
Mine
is
too.
me.
This is the same
It's
place.
going to be this. Is that you're going to get your pizza from this place called Old Town Pizza Company.
Dude, I have not been to that place yet.
It's pretty fantastic. But now let me tell you this: Old Town Pizza Company has amazing pepperoni and cheese. You're running your standard pizza. Their pizza is great, big old slices made right there. You can the kitchen's open. You see them making your pizza. It's awesome. It's cool for the kids to see that.
Right.
But they also do a special pie. And they call it pies. Any place that calls a pizza a pie is is already going to be pretty awesome.
It's amore.
It's two of my favorite things in one thing: pizza and pie. Come on. No, but they do a special, and they'll do a red and a white special, right? And one of their white specials, and you can't just get this on any day, right? You got to be there at the right time. Follow them on social media; they post when all of their specials are. But they have this one that is called the seafood boil pizza. Okay. Now get me. There's a white sauce.
That sounds
Oh my gosh, it's so good. So it's like this white, almost like Alfredo, like garlicky, creamy sauce on the bottom. They got their cheeses, right? Then they got shrimp and crawfish that have been boiled and cooked down in some Cajun seasonings and everything. That's on the top of it. Got green onions on the top. It is like you're eating it's your southern delicacy on top of a pizza, right? It is so good. It is so crazy.
When I come back home, we need to go.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's our go-to place for pizza. Like I said, their pepperoni and their cheese is out of this world fantastic in its own respect. But if I'm thinking, George, something that stands out, something that's not normal that you can get everywhere else, the seafood boil pizza from Old Town Pizza Company is crazy good.
Yeah,
crazy good.
that probably would be my George if I've had it. It sounds great.
Yeah.
It sounds great. So look, I'm going to go with one also from our hometown, Slidell. And this is, again, George to me. It won't be George to everybody, but people that have eaten there or been there are going to probably go, yeah, that was it. I can remember about my 8-year-old birthday, my dad said, where do you want to go for your birthday, son? And I said,
Chuck E. Cheese.
no. I want to go to the mall, to Dante's Pizza.
Come on now.
And get me some pizza, and
Dante.
then go to KB Toys and get me a toy. And that was my jam. So Dante's Pizza. Now here's the thing: Dante's was in North Shore Mall for several years, and then they sold it.
Yeah.
It changed the name and all that. And then they moved down Pontchartrain and it was never the same. One, they moved down kind of away from a lot of the traffic on that side of town. But two, it was just something I kind of forgot about. And whenever I went there, it just didn't hit the same because I don't think they had the same ovens. If you know anything about those ovens, those pizza ovens, it's really important.
Very particular.
Dude, it was a big slice of pizza. I can still taste it right now, and it's been years. You had to fold it. You had to put a big fold in it, right? Yeah. Grease is just boom, boom, boom.
Niagara Falls.
The bottom of it was just crispy. The top of it was cheese pouring off. Dude, Dante's Pizza when it was in the mall.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, they had 3 or so kinds, and I would take all of them.
Yeah.
I wasn't getting it for the toppings. Of course, I'd take the meat, the bacon, whatever. But just the way it was cooked. That's my favorite.
So there's an aura to mall food. That when mall food moves out of the mall, like, so Chick-fil-A, for instance. Chick-fil-A to me was always mall food. Because at least where we were,
that's the only place
that Chick-fil-A was. When it had its own brick and mortar standalone place.
That Chinese place in the...
Right, yeah. You're right. And they're all the same. Everybody's giving you a sample of bourbon chicken, right? You can get a sample of bourbon chicken in any mall you go to in America.
But now that whole mall is closed down.
Yeah,
So
R.I.P. North. Yeah.
That's R.I.P. North Shore Mall.
Hey, Pizza Week. I hope you're celebrating with your family. Going to get some pizza. Maybe you're getting or trying to get some of the pizzas we talked about to sample
You
it.
find Dante's out of that oven.
He's
I'm
moving.
jealous.
He's moving.
Jealous.
That'd be great. So, hey, I hope you guys are eating pizza and enjoying, and I hope your pizza's better than this one.
All right, guys. So this is our last segment of
Very excited about this one.
this particular episode, episode 2. We're going to introduce a new segment that we're going to kind of have throughout, and we're going to call it Comin In Hot.
Coming in hot.
I'm coming in hot.
Like this pizza.
Like, not like this pizza.
Well, not like this pizza.
Pizza was like that 2 hours ago.
So coming in hot. We're going to do some hot takes.
So
Hot
something
takes.
you're opinionated about.
Some of your opinion made
On a passionate level. You can't
that
be lukewarm.
most of the world thinks you're crazy, or
It's just polarized.
it's polarized.
Polarized.
And
You've got
separates.
You've got a camp of people on one side of this argument and some on the other. There's not very many lukewarm people on these topics, right?
Right.
Very passionate.
So what are our options today? We got junk food.
Junk food and
we
pizza.
have pizza. So
Junk food and pizza.
I think you have a hot take and I have a hot take.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead.
Who wants to go first? You want to go first?
I'll go first, that's fine. My hot take is on pizza, okay?
Pizza.
And what I'm about to say is nothing original that I've come up with. This has been a heated debate for a while now, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that Domino's Pizza has a lot to do with this because of one of their types of pizzas. And other people do it certainly as well.
No.
But there is a heated debate about having pineapple on pizza. Okay, now again, it's not breaking news, anything crazy. I'm going to just state my argument, and I'm going to try to take about a minute, okay, on my argument. But I'm sorry if I go over, because I'm very, very heated about this. Now, I will just go ahead and start off my hot take by telling you this. I am for pineapple on pizza. pizza.
Let's go.
I am 100% for pineapple pizza, and here's why. America needs to hear this, okay? Pineapple on pizza is fantastic. The people who say that pineapple does not belong on pizza, they don't have sophisticated palates enough. They're the type of people who only order chicken strips from the restaurant. Now, no hate on chicken strips and french fries, but grow up, people. Come on, pineapple. You've got the saltiness, you've got that acidity of your tomato sauce, you've got the richness and fattiness of the cheese, saltiness of that pepperoni or whatever topping you may have on it, the ham, they typically the Canadian bacon or the ham that's going to be on it, and then you bite into that sweet, almost sour in a way, bit of pineapple. It is the best of all worlds, right? Now let me tell you, I'm not going crazy. I'm not putting pineapple on every kind of pizza imaginable, okay? But when you have that Hawaiian pizza with the ham, or if you want to even go crazy, let me let you in on my tip, bacon. Because it's basically ham with benefits. It's crispy. It's got more texture to it. With the pineapple, it's a whole nother level, and it's fantastic. And I don't want to hear anybody saying that pineapple does not belong on pizza. There's other fruits. Don't give me apples on pizza unless it's a dessert one. Don't give me blueberries on pizza. Don't give me these things. But pineapple should be on pizza, and it's fantastic. Case closed. That's it. Pineapple belongs on pizza.
I'm in your camp.
Thank you.
I'm in your camp.
Thank you. And I want to hear the hate. That's fine. I want to hear it because
Whatever.
I have science on my side. Flavors work.
Whatever. So look, I got a hot take too, man.
What's your hot take?
So I got you know what? I got 2 hot takes.
Oh gosh.
But they're both in junk food.
Okay.
They're both in junk food.
Okay.
Number 1.
Got it.
Number 1. If you do not drink the milk after you're done with the cereal, I cannot trust you.
There is a special
You are
place for
wasting some of the best beverage
nectar.
ever.
Nectar.
There are places in the world that make tons of money from the machine that is Fruity Pebble flavor.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I just can't.
Who tosses it out?
Who wastes this? You know, and
No, here's
especially
what
the
I'll
one
say.
that. So this is the reason you pour until
Yeah.
it rises.
Yeah.
Like you pour enough to where it rises because it gives you enough. Boom to tilt it back, right? Number 1.
Yeah.
Number 1.
So that's great. That's great.
Number 2. If your only experience of a donut comes from Krispy Kreme,
I feel sorry.
you are missing out.
Yeah.
So the number 1 place, the George of Donuts,
Okay.
is George's Donuts.
George's Donuts. Where's that at though?
It was in Slidell. My man
Slidell.
passed away, but
Yeah.
these things, holy cow, these things are the greatest donuts. I mean, like the guy would work until a certain period of time until all the donuts were gone, and they were always gone like before 10.
Yeah.
Like he would get pre-orders of boxes of them. Just amazing donuts. George's Donuts. So George, rest in peace, but. If Krispy Kreme is your only place to get donuts, you
Explore the
also
world.
are getting
Yeah.
the chicken
nuggets.
strips.
Yeah, listen, let me say this. Now, I'm not as heated on that. I do think Krispy Kreme's okay. I would say it's
a
not
gas
like
station donut.
Yeah, right.
That has now become.
there's nothing wrong with it, but there's just not a lot right about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that if you've got the option to go other places, let me just tell you this: you don't have a
Well, the light
George's.
can be on.
You don't have a George's in your hometown or wherever you're at, but I guarantee
Mom
you,
and pop.
there is a place you can go to right now.
Lord
Find
have
yourself
mercy.
a place. Do this right now. Write this note. Find a place in your town, close by. If you got to drive 30 minutes, an hour away, get you a good donut from a mom and pop shop, and you won't want Krispy Kreme.
Yeah,
I mean,
you'll
it's a
get that
different.
trip.
It's not even really.
It hits different.
It's like a different meal. So those are some hot takes. Those are
Hot takes. So look, we want to hear your hot takes. We want to hear your opinions. Obviously, some are going to hate it, some are going to love it. But what's your hot take on junk food? What's your hot take on pizza? So yeah.
What do you think the percentage of people who are pro pineapple pizza versus anti?
Probably 50-50.
You want to?
45, 55.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you know.
But pretty.
It
even
might
split,
get
pretty
high
even split.
on one side really quickly, and then they'll all even out. I think.
Yeah, I'm hoping my argument sways a lot of that. think it's solid.
I think you did.
So-
You've won the jury.
There we go. Perfect. Awesome. So
if it fits, you must have quit. Or what? If it don't fit, you must have quit. Yeah.
that's good. So that's our hot takes.
There we go.
All right, guys. So that is done. That's it. Episode 2 is in the books now.
I can't believe we're already done.
Right? It's crazy. So we ate some questionable pizza for you guys. We told you about some junk food. Again, I hope you're celebrating this National Pizza Week with something good. Come and join us next week. Look, next week is a special week. We've got MLK Day that's happening. We've got a couple birthdays to celebrate. I won't ruin all that just yet, but that's going to be happening. We got some
It's not my birthday.
It's not my birthday either, but some pretty famous people's birthdays that are going to tie into next week's episode. And we hope to see you back here. Again, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification thing for just to know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And I just want to remind you that what is this show all about?
Hey, so it's all about your top 4.
And nothing more. Peace.
Peace out.